Hi guys, welcome to episode 13 of the Judecast. We're doing this a little bit differently here. I'm having to film from home because basically the room I normally film in was being used for stuff for work, but that's okay because over the next couple of weeks obviously it'll be school holidays, so I'll be filming from here anyway, so welcome. So we've got some news for you. Of course, the big news this week is that Cyberpunk 2077 has just been released. And there's been a lot of pushback. It was super hyped and super. Oh, hello, we have a visitor. Yeah, some of you liked him. He's back. Okay. The game was super anticipated, and people have been looking forward for it for 7 years, like since its first reveal. And it had been super hyped, and everyone, including myself, was really excited about it. The problem is it's been plagued by bugs and graphical issues, so lots of people have been complaining. The problem was especially obvious on consoles like the PS4 and the Xbox One, with people who have bought that version of the game complaining how bad it really is and saying that it's been super low res, there's been really bad bugs in the game, freezing, virtually no NPCs in the towns, or no cars on the roads and things like that. And even the PC version's not been great. It's not as bad, but there are still bugs. There's also a problem that was part of the game would trigger epileptic fits, or could do, but there has been a 1.04 update that has fixed this. And the thing is, it had a really good Metacritic score as far as the reviewers were concerned, the critics, but as an average of 6.5 for players out of 10, which is not great. For Xbox, that's at 3.5, and for PS4, 2.5, which just shows you how bad they are. Obviously, people are saying that the console version is way worse than the PC, and yeah, from what I've seen, it really is. Now, this isn't going to be a full review. I'm not that far into it. I've only been able to give it a few hours, so I won't give a full review. But my initial impressions, like, I bought it on PC, and I'm glad I did. Like, it should play perfectly on the PC I've got a 2020 build, tough gaming PC with a Ryzen 9 processor, 16GB of RAM, and an RTX 2060 video card, so like it should run perfectly. But even I've been noticing a few problems with it, some bugs and some graphical issues. I had to actually turn down the graphical resolution to get anything that I thought would be anywhere near good. So like it's a shame that it's happening. Obviously CD Projekt Red have released an apology. They put one out on their Twitter where they basically acknowledged the problems and apologised for not showing actual footage from the console version of the game, so that people who are buying it on console would have a better idea of what they're getting. The videos that we saw online were only for PC versions, so it's a shame. People have been complaining really badly about it, saying that they want their money back, and they have said they will refund. There would also be updates for both PC and console, especially for console, to try and get it up to what it should be. I think this kind of basically it reminds me of what Shigeru Miyamoto said: the delayed game will eventually be good, the bad game is bad forever. And the problem is this game was super delayed, and apparently not enough. I mean, and I do feel bad for CD Projekt because they've obviously put a lot of time and effort into this. They've obviously the whole crunch thing that was going on. So it's a shame to see how badly received the game has been. I mean, so far I'm enjoying it. It's, you know, I'm one of these people, I like to get straight into the game, I like to get straight into the action. Whereas this is a much more like builds slowly kind of thing, but you know, like I've only done a couple of hours with it, so I can't say anything more in depth than that. But like, it really is a shame, and I do hope that the updates come thick and fast and they are able to do it. I think part of the reason that I haven't been playing through it as much as I could have done was because I noticed the graphics weren't as good as they should have been, especially on my rig. Like, it should have gone like the wind. Yeah, obviously I don't have 3090 or whatever graphics card, but it's, you know, previous generation. It's really new. I bought this PC in the summer. It's that new. So yeah, and then normally it can take anything I throw at it. So I'm a little disappointed with that, and I think that's probably why I've been holding back to play it as much as I could have done, because I know there's people who are like 12 up to 20 hours in the game since they got it. So it's obviously, it is a good game. And everyone who is actually giving it the chance is really enjoying it. So I will give a more in-depth review probably once I've got further in. And I'm looking forward to the updates so that we can see just how good it's supposed to be. The thing is, we mentioned a few weeks ago when we were talking about this, the fact that they get a bonus, the developers do. And Bloomberg reported that the developers of Cyberpunk 2077 will be getting their bonuses this year. They were supposed to be related onto their good review scores of the game, and obviously, as we said, it's not getting the reviews they'd hoped for, despite the fact that the reviewers were giving it really good, professional reviewers, and were giving it really good reviews. Some people are saying there's review brigading going on, that unhappy people are going to the sites and giving it really bad reviews, but when you read the reviews that people are putting out there, like, even if you don't go on Metacritic, if you just go on Twitter and see what people are saying, these are legitimate concerns. And CD Projekt Red has actually admitted that they are legitimate concerns. So it's not like, you know, people are just making this stuff up. This actually is going on. And so Adam Badowski, the studio head and creative director for Cyberpunk 2077, sent an email out to his staff saying, "We initially had a bonus system that was focused on the game's ratings and release date, but after consideration, we believe that measure is simply not fair under the circumstances. We underestimated the lengths and complexity involved to make this a reality, and still you did everything you could to deliver an ambitious special game." Which is really cool. It's good that they've realised how hard their employees are working, and they are actually going to reward them for that, reward them for the crunch, reward them for the extra effort they put in. Now, according to what some people in the company have said, the bonus system was kind of complicated there. Every month, team leaders at the company would give out tokens with the studio's little red bird on them to members who they felt deserved honours. And those tokens would be then transferred into bonuses if the game met certain criteria, like it was released on time, which obviously it wasn't, if it got reviews and things like that. But under the new system, they'll be getting their payouts whether or not, and they will also be getting their annual profit sharing payout. So that's really good news for them, because making a game is hard, and I think the fact that, you know, they have worked so hard and they're continuing to work hard, and I mean, I've told you guys before, my brother works at Mediatonic. He worked on Fall Guys, and when there were problems with the servers and things like that, he worked non-stop. He worked stupidly long days to get it all working. So when you have to support a game, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of effort, and yeah, so I'm glad to see that they are going to be getting what they deserve. Also, as you know, there are lots of streamers out there. Streaming's become very popular with lockdown happening, things like that, not being able to go out. People have been turned to the internet, and one little boy has become noticed by Activision. A little lad called RowdyRogan, who streams Call of Duty Warzone. He was a prodigy, apparently. Activision have banned him from their servers. He was a really good player, beating lots of other people online, but he's 6 years old, and the game's an 18, so 12 years too young to be playing the game. And then one day they tried to log into their Activision accounts and found that they've been banned. People have been taking both sides. There have been people who've been supporting Activision and saying that he shouldn't have been allowed to play, despite the fact that his dad was there with him. And So people have been taking to Twitter saying, yeah, they were right to do that. Also, the other thing is you have to be 13 years old to have an Activision account, which obviously he isn't. So it goes against the terms of service for Activision. But there are also people on the other side who are saying he should be allowed to play, saying that it doesn't matter that he's too young, and questioning why he can't play. And those who are supporting Activision say they're right to stop him, he's too young, and even questioning why his dad would let him play that game. So it's interesting, like the Activision's terms of service say that an 18 game can be played by someone who's younger than that if they have the parents' permission, but the terms of service for the account are very clear, you have to be 16, and obviously he's not. So I think they were right to ban him. He's 6 years old. He's being exploited, in my opinion. This is my opinion, this is no one else's opinion. This little boy has been exploited by his dad. That's how I see it. He's 6 years old, he should not be playing an 18 certificate game. Call of Duty is a violent game, you blow people's heads up, like literally. He's killing people, he's seeing blood and gore that he shouldn't be seeing at 6 years old. That shouldn't be allowed. That should not be allowed. Like, Twitch should ban him. Simple as that. If he wants to stream kids games, fine, no problem. But even Twitch, I think he's too young to have a Twitch account. So like, I'm sorry, I completely disagree. I think the dad is a horrible, horrible person for doing that. He should not be letting his son play those games. Not at that age. Like, if he was 15, 14, yeah, okay, fine. I played 18 games when I was like between 13 and whatever, but like not that young. His brain isn't fully developed, he doesn't fully realise what he's, understand what the game is about. He doesn't fully understand. All he sees is like, I'm killing people. No. Those certificates are there for a reason. Those age ratings are there for a reason. Not for a 6-year-old boy to be playing a game where you blow people's heads off. Sorry. You can disagree with me. Sound off in the comments. Tell me I'm being pathetic. I don't care. I don't think a 6-year-old kid should be playing Call of Duty. I don't think a 6-year-old kid should be playing Grand Theft Auto or Cyberpunk. I mean, seriously, would you want your 6-year-old child to be playing Cyberpunk? Let's be honest. These games are made for adults. They're not made for children. They have bad language, they have violence, they have all these kind of things. Child doesn't need to be seeing that. Maybe it's like the teacher in me, maybe it's the fact that I have a 4-year-old niece, and the idea of her playing those kind of games in a couple of years, like, just no. My brother would never let her do that. And the fact that he's being exposed online like that he's being paraded to the world by his parents like that, is just, it's not on. He's a child. He should be allowed to be a child. You shouldn't be using your kids like that. Look what happened to Macaulay Culkin. Let's be honest. Like, do you want another one like that? Kids should not be thrown into the limelight like that. It messes too many of them up. No, sorry. Don't get me started. I'll go off on one. I've already gone off on one, but I'll go off on anyone even more. Anyway, let's change the subject, shall we? Some good news for you game collectors out there. If you're a fan of free stuff, and who isn't, Epic Games Store is giving away 15 games over the holidays. From December 17th until the end of the year, they'll be giving one free game away. They'll only be available for 24 hours, but they'll be yours to keep forever. So once you've said you want the game, you don't even have to download it, first of all. Like, you don't have to download it straight away, it's just yours once you've decided you want it. And not sure what games they will be, but Epic does tend to give away pretty good games when they give games away. There's also no subscription needed for this. You just need to have an Epic Store account, which is free. And they're also even having a winter sale at the same time. It's up to 75% off certain products, which I think is cool. I've only just got an Epic Store account because I was on principle kind of anti-Epic for the way that they, Shenmue 3. Enough said. Also, the thing with Apple, get over yourselves, Epic. You ain't that good. But yeah, They do have some good games, and hey, if it's free, I'll take them. But I'd rather buy from Steam. I don't like buying things from Epic. But if they're gonna give me stuff, I'll take free stuff. I'm fine with that. I'm that shallow. Speaking of shallow, EA. We love EA, don't we? They've actually put in an offer to buy the British company Codemasters. Now, Codemasters is a game producer. They've made lots of games right from back in the 80s. They were huge. They made some really big, well-known games, like sports titles especially. And they were in negotiations with Take-Two Interactive to be bought by the American company. Basically Take-Two Interactive had offered them £725 million, which was part cash, part stock options. So it was sort of a value of that. And then EA has swept in and is making an even higher offer than that. The thing is, EA obviously has a history of buying companies. They're worth a lot of money. They're worth about $40 billion. But no, Take-Two obviously is worth a lot less than that. They haven't said publicly what the offer from EA is, and apparently they're working with their bankers to negotiate a deal, but it's going to be probably much higher than anything that Take-Two could offer. And also the fact that this news has come out, they actually put up the value of the shares for Codemasters to £5.34, closing on Friday on the London Stock Exchange. So it's uncertain whether Take-Two will be able to match EA's offer. Because obviously their offer was cash and stock, and apparently Codemasters wasn't happy with the stock option thing. They didn't like the idea of equity in the company. Because share value can fluctuate. When you get the money, you've got the money. So, but neither Codemasters or EA have commented on the matter. It's a thing that's going on at the moment. Lots of bigger studios are buying lots of smaller studios. We've seen it in Microsoft buying Bethesda, etc. ZeniMax, who bought Bethesda and who were then bought by Microsoft. Microsoft are obviously stockpiling studios. Sony are doing the same. EA are also obviously at it. I think the whole idea is we're going to end up with massive conglomerates of just like maybe 3 big studios, being EA, Sony, Nintendo, EA, Sony, and Microsoft. They're gonna own the big stuff. So it's gonna be a shame, especially seeing as EA's reputation for how they deal with studios. But we'll have to see what happens. Maybe they'll do something. Maybe they'll do something good. Also this week, we saw the Game Awards happen. There was a lot of controversy, especially over Game of the Year, going to Last of Us 2 over the Ghost of Tsushima. The thing is, they had a public vote on Twitter, online, and majority of people voted for Ghost of Tsushima. That actually really annoyed Neil Druckmann. Oh well. But the thing is, apparently it's 90% of the decision of the final vote for who gets what prize goes to the professionals. Only 10% goes to the public vote. And so people are really, really angry. There was a lot of kickback online about how Last of Us 2 won, especially seeing as it was not well received by the public. It was hugely controversial, very unpopular with the public, but it won like across the board. The actress who played Abby won her award for her doing the voiceover of Abby. Some people could say that was sort of a reaction to the fact that she was getting harassed online for playing the character. She shouldn't have got harassed online for playing the character. Just because you don't like a character, don't harass the person that plays her. She didn't write the character. She was reading the words she was given, acting the words she was given. That's not her fault. The thing is also GameStop started refusing to give refunds on the game because they were getting that many people bringing it back. It just was, people were really unhappy with the game. So it's kind of controversial. People said it was very unfair on the other games that were nominated and were arguably better games. Admittedly, it deserved the award it got for innovations in accessibility because it has lots of accessibility options. So that one was deserved, but the other ones is... yeah. Another question that you could ask yourself is, did Final Fantasy VII Remake deserve the RPG award? Because obviously the original game is an RPG, but the remake is much more of an action-adventure game. So why wasn't it in that category? Because it's completely changed. It's not an RPG anymore. It's more of an action-adventure game. So the category should have changed to reflect the way that the game is, not how it is now, not how the original version was. So I think that was... But also, one thing that actually really annoyed me, and this is my bias showing, Among Us winning over Fall Guys for best multi... Are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding? No, I'll get really angry. Are you seriously telling me that a game that came out in 2018 should have won over a game that came out in 2020? Are you kidding me? It's not the best game. It shouldn't have even been nominated, you idiots. Okay, I'll be honest. Like, you guys know, my brother works for the company. My brother worked on the game, so I'm going to be biased here. I mean, the game's okay, but it's not the best mobile game. No one's playing... Okay, first of all, it shouldn't have won best mobile because no one's playing it on mobile anymore. It became popular in 2020 because people stream on Twitch. I don't even know if you can stream mobile games on Twitch. It became popular because people were playing it on PC. It's now become a PC game. No one plays it on Android anymore. Also, it came out in 2018, not 2020. So putting a game that's 2 years old up against a brand new game, that is completely unfair. It's not a new game. It shouldn't have been nominated because the Video Game Awards 2020 was for games that came out in 2020, not 2-year-old games that someone discovered by sharing on Twitch. That's just wrong. You stole the award from Fall Guys, which deserved it far much better. I'm sorry. I admit this is my bias showing, and I will admit that. But completely unfair. Any of the other games that were on that list could have won and would have stood a chance. Fall Guys, any of them. But Among Us should not have won the award by the fact that it was 2 years old. The Game Awards are supposed to be for things that happened this year, not 2 years ago. If it didn't win in 2018, it shouldn't have won now. End of discussion. I'm angry because I've seen the work that came into that, and it's completely unfair. It's completely unfair that it was even nominated. Because there were other multiplayer games that were so much better that came out this year. But because it was a big thing on Twitch, Among Us got nominated and won the award. No, you're just showing what idiots you are, the Game Awards. The fact that you gave the award to The Last of Us 2 over Ghost of Tsushima, which is an arguably much better game, you gave it across the... Even Neil Druckmann, by the end of the whole thing, looked like he was like, dude, this is a bit too much. Like, seriously. Even he was kind of like, guys, come on. You know? And that you nominate a game that's from 2 years ago for this year's awards? Nah, mate. Nah. I mean, huge congratulations for Mediatonic for winning the Community Support Award. Totally well deserved. Huge shout out to Oliver, who is one of the best community managers in the world, and also to the whole team at Mediatonic, who, when there were problems, like I said earlier, just went above and beyond to fix those issues. You guys are awesome. You've worked super hard. You deserve that award, but you deserve the best multiplayer game award because, you know, your game actually came out this year. Just saying. Rant over. Sorry about that. You can see I'm a bit passionate about that one. I mean, you know, my brother. Love you. Real recognizes real, as Tim says. Anyway, yeah, I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. You can take the mick out of me if you want for getting so angry about a game. But anyway, I probably should, surprisingly, not getting more angry about Cyberpunk, let's be honest. But hey, I don't have a bias on Cyberpunk, it's not my little brother. Anyway, I will see you guys next week. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell, and remember to follow me on Twitter at Punkee Judester. Same on Instagram, facebook.com/Punkee Judester if you're over there. And also, we're gonna have some big news coming up soon. I'm looking forward to telling you about. We're gonna be, obviously, school term ends on Friday, but we will also be continuing the podcasts. Hopefully going to be meeting up with Emma, who hasn't actually been around. That's why you guys haven't seen her for a while. She's not been in work because the classes at L3DI have been online. So yeah, I haven't seen her for a while, so it'd be nice if we're going to meet up over the holidays, have some fun, have some talks about this upcoming project that I really want to tell you about, but I can't until it's all confirmed. But yeah, so I will see you guys next time. Take care. Bye guys.